I'm very excited to welcome you all to our October Supplier Matchup. So for those that have been joining these sessions, you know what it's about, but I'm aware that there's some SMMEs that came through at the beginning of September, end of September, that haven't experienced an online supplier matchup. So for the benefit of those, Supplier Matchup is a platform where we bring a corporate buyer to engage with SMMEs. So it's an interview session where I'll be asking the buyer questions about their procurement processes and also if there are any opportunities that you may tap into. So our agenda for today, we have Cummins, the company Cummins, and their senior procurement manager, that is Mr. Yusuf Mohammed, is joining us today. So I'll be chatting with him around their procurement processes. And then after that, we realized just how important it is for SMMEs to engage amongst themselves. So for this session, we've also dedicated a 30-minute session where SMMEs are going to be interacting between themselves so that you can get an understanding of what the other SMMEs are doing, if there is any opportunities for partnerships or to do business with them. So without any further ado, if I can just invite Yusuf. Yusuf, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good, and yourself?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule just to interact with us. We really appreciate it. Okay, so maybe just to start, Yusuf, my first question to you is if you can just introduce yourself, introduce your role as well at Cummins and your organization.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I can see on my side the internet is saying a bit unstable, and I apologize if you cannot hear me clearly. So as per the introduction, I work for Cummins, and it's a multinational company. That means that we have branches all over the world. Cummins is a global power leader. It's a corporation of complementary business segments that designs, manufactures, distributes, and services a broad portfolio of power solutions. So the company's products ranges from diesel, natural gas, electric, and hybrid powertrains and powertrain-related components, such as the filtration system, the after treatments, your engine turbochargers, your engine fuel systems, the electronics such as the control systems, your air handling systems for the manifolds, automated transmission systems, electric power generation systems, our newly acquired batteries, electrified power systems, and newly acquired hydrogen generation and fuel cell products. So we're taking it a next step further. Cummins has bought out some companies to meet our 2050 goal in terms of saving the planet. Hence, we went a lot away from our typical diesel engines with high CO2s to the electric power generation systems, the battery systems, and the hydro generation systems. If you go on YouTube and have the time, we do have some videos in terms of introducing that type of products that we provide and the benefits of those products as well. Just to give you some heads up, no manufacturing is done in the Africa-based region. All manufacturing at this point of time is in the Northern Hemisphere, given, so that would be like in the United States, in the UK, in Europe, China, and India. And we basically import a lot of parts and products of Cummins before we can do any sub-assembly locally according to requirements of a customer and then sell the product over here. So it's a good opportunity if we do have suppliers in these different segments that I've mentioned, that can match the quality of Cummins products and provide it here locally, be it in the engine segment, in the power generation segment, because again, we love to empower local community businesses. We on our drive as well for a 5-year diversity plan to actually hit at least 65% of our total spend being diversity spend. Currently, last year we ended off at 35% of our total spend being diversity spend, and we're currently on 60%. It just shows how fast and how eager we are, how passionate we are into delivering towards empowering our communities, empowering our country, creating that economic transformation, and always transforming our supplier base. This is not just an approach that I am doing. It's done by the entire procurement team that I work with. We grant opportunities to all diversity type bidders, be it Black male-owned, Black female-owned companies, LGBTQIs, disabled, veterans, designated group suppliers to partake in our tenders. Far and wide, you can come through. We will do the cost modeling and identify where your business can fit in and basically find some sort of opportunities. Maybe not in the short term, but we always have long-term goals. And by you introducing your company to us, we will be able to try and fit you in maybe in the long term. So yeah, that's just overall of who Cummins is and our procurement objectives.
Thank you so much, Yusuf, for that. I think that was a very clear and specific introduction. So just to ask, in terms of your procurement process, how does it work if an SMME on this call wants to do business? So they've seen a gap, you know, of all the categories that you've talked about, then they think, okay, maybe I think I can do this. How do they go about it? What is the procurement process?
All right, so the procurement process or your opportunity to join Cummins as a supplier is firstly reaching out to us. Now there's actually 3 people on the strategic procurement team for Africa, and it's broken down into the following categories. There's a lady by the name of Alice, and she's a procurement manager. She handles all supply chain related queries, that being your warehouse, your forklift, your transportation, your logistics. So Alice, if you have any profiles that you want to introduce your business to, you can send it to me. Nyasha can share my email address on the chat, and I will present your company profile to Alice, creating that linkage between your company and Cummins. What Alice will do is Alice will review her supply chain model, identify any opportunities for you, and communicate back to you whether it's something that can be more recent, something that can be more in the short term or long term where your business can fit in. Remember, our business does not stick to a one principal model. Given the challenges that come every day, or the new customer base that comes on every day, we got to always transform our type of working, our type of models. So a strategy for us is never something that's long term. We're always trying to enhance a Six Sigma based company, so we're always improving. But then back to my topic as well, right? So I mentioned Alice's supply chain. I got a young lady by the name of Lorato Rakate, and she handles all facilities queries as well as engineering queries. So under facilities, I know she's looking for specialized type of electricians. She's looking for the likes of electricians slash construction engineers that can manage and the installation of generator power systems at our customer base. We have a lot of sales of generators. I'm not saying thanks to load shedding, but it's one of those things that pushed up sales. So we do need qualified engineer construction companies that can assist us in those type of installations. We're not always given the perfect piece of plot in terms of where we need to install, or a sub-meters where we can just connect and play. Some buildings are old, unfortunately. So we're looking at that specialized type of companies, or companies that are willing to grow if we partner them with some of our current companies as well. So facilities, I mentioned electricity. She got the likes of a canteen type of services. Facilities also falls under plumbing, security, office furniture, office supplies, such as your papers, pens, stationeries, tea, coffees, biscuits. Cummins, we love eating, so those are one of the things that keeps our employees happy, keeps us productive. So food is always on the high side of expenditure. On the engineering side, on the facilities as well, she handles PPE and medicals. So if there is any opportunity companies or SMMEs here on the call that's interested in that segment as well, Lorato is the go-to person. Again, you send me the profile and I'll share it with her. On the engineering side, it gets a little bit tough here because Cummins has our ISOs, our standards, our requirements in terms of what we need in terms of quality levels. So we can bring you in as a company to view our operations rather than just proposing that you can do X, Y, and Z. Have a look at what's being done. We'll give you a site walkthrough, maybe not this year because coming towards the end of the year, it's always really busy in the engineering segment. We're trying to push out a lot of orders before December closes. So early next year, if there is a pool of SMMEs that want to come through and view our operations and see where they can fit in, we can do it in January sometime. But under the engineering segment, it works all around our engines and generators. The engines get broken down as it comes back from our customers, be it at the mines or be it normal truck haulers. We take the engine, it's under warranty, we break it down into its smallest component, we replace bolts, we shine it up, we test the engine block again, see if there's any cracks, if there is any dents in the block, if there is any vibration fatigue, and then rebuild the engine again using parts that again meets the quality of standards of Cummins, and then we give it back to our customers. So everything around the engine is a lot of engineering work. I can't speak about everything. I'm not an engineer by profession. So I would suggest we can do like a walkthrough next year sometime. And then the last commodity is last two commodities is corporate services and IT. And those categories fall under myself. Now, corporate services will be all our consultants, our engineering services, advisories, not the actual engineering services, our insurance, our finances. And then on the IT side, we're going to have the IT software, IT hardware, and IT network. Let's put it that way. That falls on the mobile and WAN, LAN connections within our facility. Hardware would be our laptops, desk phones, cell phones, audio visuals within our boardrooms, and software will be, software is not a very big demand segment, especially because a lot of software comes from a global purchase license in the United States. So if we're doing something software related, it will be very custom related here around our engineering segment where they want to do a process improvement on their side to track and measure. And that always helps us with our quality reports as well. So those are the 5 categories, and you're always welcome to reach out to us. We go through a lot of events where after the event, people do reach out to us, and then we give them the time and opportunity to identify their business, or even meet with some of our stakeholders if we already know that our stakeholders have such services on their radar and looking for it in the immediate future. So yeah, Nyashe, to answer your question now, if an SMME wants to do business with Cummins, those are the categories. Reach out to me and we will create that linkage with the business.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So just a lead-up question from that. So does it mean then that your opportunities are not advertised, but you work on a model where the supplier emails you or sends their profile, and if there's a gap, then you can contact them. Is that how it works?
So when advertise is a very good question. We don't use any media source to advertise that we're looking for a specific requirement, specific scope, or services for goods and services. That is, our windows of opportunities goes to SMME type of grouping organizations like We Connect, where it's a organization that works on promoting women-owned companies. We work with SASDC, the South African Supply Diversity Council, where they focus on all type of diversity entities. And we are a corporate member aligned with their type of values and goals as well. They have basically a database of suppliers of various types of commodity offerings. And as and when we do have a requirement, we firstly reach out to those two organizations and inquire about whether they have suppliers within that specific scope of work. So that is in a way to show that, a measurable way to show that we are actually using diversity corporates, organizations, NPOs to assist us with promoting our diversity. And then we can also show the success rate in terms of turning over business to diverse suppliers as well. So I believe you can just log on to those supplier websites and register to become a, what's the right word, a member of those type of organizations. If you don't know who those websites are, again, when you reach out to me, you can ask me those type of questions. I can send you those website links, and you can link up to those type of organizations through those ways.
Okay, yes, I think most of the audience on this call would appreciate that. So maybe what we can do is after the call, I will send you an email and then you can send me those links and then I can share with everyone on the call.
Okay, let's see if I can put it in the chat whilst we're still on the call.
All right, that's perfect. And then I just want to open up for questions just now. But before we go to questions, I think one of my last questions is just to find out what can a supplier do to be more attractive to the opportunities at your organization? Are there any compliance documents that you require? Is there any like any criteria that you use in order to get the suppliers?
So we used to have a very stringent type of onboarding process. However, we found that a lot of diversity companies found it hard, not just due to the type of documents, but they are SMMEs in general. Then they're not going to have the manpower to sit behind documentations when they're looking for business, marketing their business. So to sign up with Cummins, the application form process is pretty simple. We just ask for your BE certificate that's updated. We ask for your tax clearance certificate to ensure that you're compliant with the SARS. We don't want to get into any third-party audit problems. And the last one is the lovely document of giving us your banking details so we can pay you. And the benefits of working with Cummins is SMMEs get the opportunity of 30 days payment terms, whilst our larger corporate partners, and it might shock you because it sounds like a government industry, but they can handle it because of their financial backings or foundations. So the larger corporates that deal business with Cummins go up until 90 days payment terms.
All right, no, that's perfect. Thank you so much. So I think with the time left, let me just allow the SMEs to ask questions. So I can see in Tati C, you've got your hand up. If you can just unmute and ask your questions.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hello, Tati C, can you hear us? There seems to be a problem with her connection. And Hatisi, if you can hear us, maybe you can just put your question in the chat because we can't hear you. You can put your question in the chat. But if anyone else has a question, feel free to either raise your virtual hand or to put it in the chat. Okay, whilst we are waiting for questions, Yusuf, maybe if I can just ask, what advice would you give to SMMEs? Anything that you think you can share with the SMMEs in terms of doing business with Cummins?
So, the advice usually comes per category. It's never a one fit shoe. Each category has their own challenges that they identify within their category. I guess some suppliers like to be the jack of all trade and shoot themselves in the foot when it comes to being able to provide the services. At the end of the day, you're not tarnishing your business name, brand with our functional internal team. You basically tarnishing the opportunity to do a lot of work, continuous work with Cummins. You are creating a roadblock for us to be productive and for you to have the opportunity for growth. In the same way that I talk about here in smart procurement about my opportunities and who Cummins is, I meet a lot with Reconnect and I meet a lot with SASDC corporate buyers as well. And when they also tell me about their challenges that they have with suppliers and the suppliers' names and stuff that they share with us that they're blacklisting, it's unfortunate that so many SMMEs want to overshoot where they can stand, and they're not willing to communicate and say, you know what, I overestimated my capabilities, I underestimated my workforce, I underestimated my costs. Now I need extra funds, or I'm gonna go bankrupt, or mismanagement of funds in any way possible when awarded a tender. Do not fall in those traps. Keep true to your business, know your business plan, and stick to it. God will bless your company, God will grow your company, and you will then see the benefit from doing honest and truthful business.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I totally agree with that comment about diversification, where you see one company that's doing IT, but they're also doing plumbing. And so some diversification has to make sense. So yes, thank you so much for that. I think it's really good advice. So I'm going to give Ricardo, if you can just unmute. I see you've got your hand up. Ricardo, you can go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ricardo. I'm based in the Northern Cape in Katu. So, Yusuf, I think one of your biggest clients is around Katu, or in the Northern Cape, because I live in a mining town. Yes.
Yes.
So, if I want to do business with Cummins, is there someone locally I can speak with, or do I have to speak directly with you guys?
Very good question. So I'm based in Gauteng, and we have local branches there that support the mining customers or the community. If you want me to create the linkage, I believe I will be the best person to create the linkage for you. We are looking for a lot of suppliers in the mine-based sector, which is based in Middelburg and Katu. So I'm glad you actually took the opportunity to join this call today and spoke up as well. Nyashe will share my email address. Let's go through me. I will introduce you to the branches over there. I will also look at the type of services that you provide versus who we're using for those type of services. How frequent is our spend? What are the trend patterns for the type of services or goods that you provide? And I will, if I can, vouch on behalf of your business to start as a split between 70-30 spend being 70 with the incumbent current supplier and 30% with yours, so we can test your business out and your capabilities, we will do so. And then gradually, if we see that you do have all the capabilities, we'll increase the percentage 50-50 and then switch the tables around between you and that other provider in the long run. It's not just walking to Cummins and there's business. It's always, we have to look at how our customers are affected, our productivity is affected. Like I mentioned, we are a Six Sigma company, so it's always about process improvement, and we will keep to keeping, firstly, our operations running smoothly. So yeah, I hope I answered the question, Ricardo.
Yes, you did answer my question, and you actually answered the question I wanted to ask. But what I wanted to say is your current suppliers. I wanted to ask, but you already answered the question. If maybe we can like enter as a subcontractor or something, since I'm a very small business. So like you said, the 70-30 split and so on. That's actually a great idea. So I think with the help of your current suppliers, we can actually work together and grow as a company. Thank you, Yusuf.
Okay, thank
No
you
problem.
so
And then Ricardo, we won't close the doors on your business even if you are small. The other opportunity is that we can put you through our enterprise development program so that we can help grow your business. We will identify how you progress through the enterprise development program, where we can grant you some capital funding so you can increase your business. So say if you could only do 20% of it, we'll see if we can give you some capital granting or some specialized services training to get you to at least 50%, and then bring you on as a supplier as well. So we won't just stop your growth opportunities, especially if we do see value in your business.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Yusuf.
All right, Yusuf, we are at 9:30, but we've got a few more questions. If you don't mind, we can do maybe five more minutes just to answer.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Monisha, if you can just unmute and ask your question.
Hi, Nyasha. Thank you very much, and good morning, Yusuf. Monisha Prem here from M Prem Incorporated Attorneys. We are a commercial law firm, and we support businesses such as Yusuf and higher growth entities. And for the last 8 years, I have been working on the Cummins Enterprise and Supply Development Program through SASDC. However, the use of our services is quite limited. And as a result, there's two things: that the businesses that are going through the ESD program is getting a very small snippet of legal development and legal enhancement in their business, because all they're getting is a 2-day workshop. And, the opportunity is there for them to actually, to develop a lot more in terms of compliance and governance and contracts and those sort of things. So I would like to have that conversation with you to understand why and how the enterprises going through ESD programs could actually use our services in a more comprehensive manner, so that we could benefit from having a larger part of that contract opportunity. And two, they can actually get more from us other than just a workshop, because I don't think that delivers enough on a long-term basis. Would you be open to a conversation around how we could explore that?
You brought up a very good point. So Cummins does have a supply development program, and it is partially run through the South African Supply Diversity Council. In the past, my previous diversity representative of Cummins used to run everything through the South African Supply Diversity Council. As in when I took over, I started diversifying the different types of portfolios and removing some away from the SASDC. And one of the functions that I took away from them was the 2-day legal workshop. Now I'm working on past methods of working and how it was done in the past. So by you telling me that there is opportunity for our beneficiaries through the SD program to get a subpar or enhanced type of legal advice, legal reviews, legal services that can help them through the supply development, to help them with their company growth, to help them close gaps that they might have identified through the legal systems whilst operating in their current businesses. It's welcoming news for me. And I haven't appointed anyone as yet for the 2023 legal aspect of services for the supply development program. So if you can get my email address quickly from Inyasha and reach out to me, I will discuss with you. I'm very happy to discuss opportunities. Although the honest truth is, having a lot of meetings with SMMEs takes away time from me doing work, because a lot of the work is strategic that we do in procurement. We love to focus on opening, closing tenders, managing risks, and contracts in place. But we do find opportunity, some small slots to give to SMMEs as well, to introduce their businesses. I find this what you mentioned now as a high priority type of aspect, especially because I want to give my beneficiaries that are partaking in the supply development program the best outcome possible from the money that we invest with them. Investment is not about just spending towards BEE points. We've changed that methodology of thinking. So reach out to me as soon as possible. I'll set up some time we can discuss quickly, and then maybe I can even onboard your company sooner than the next year even, which is still around the corner. But
yeah, thanks, Yusuf. I'm so glad to hear, because that 2-day workshop on its own is a lazy way out of it, and it's just completely inefficient. And I'm so glad we spoke about this. So I'm going to set up with something with you today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you.
no problem. Actually, just reach out to me via email. I'll give you some available slots in my calendar, and we can then meet at that time.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then Yusuf, we've got another question here in the chat from Lehabe. His question is, we are in ICT. I just want to find out if you use any automated solutions to monitor your generators.
Yes, we do. It falls under the technical side of things, though. If you can send me your company profile, your service offerings, the products that you offer, the benefits of those products, where these products have been used, SABS approved, ISO, anything related to your product as well. I can set up a call with our internal people that does the engineering and monitoring or enhancements of generators. We can review your product with the current product that we have in line, and then we can make a decision from there. I'm not saying there's no opportunity for you. It's a very niche market of product that you're talking about. So we will have to run maybe a trial and test error session to see your product offering. We're not just going to probably run it off paper-based information. So you're always welcome to reach out to me as well, Lehabe, and we will introduce your product to the business.
Thank you so much. And then Hamilton, you had your hand up. If you can just unmute and ask your question. Okay, I see that hand has gone down. So maybe his question was answered. Let me just check in the chat now. Hold on. Okay, and Tati C also put her question in the chat. So she's asking, we are already the members of the SASDC. We specialize in corporate printing and packaging cartons. Would there be business opportunities from your side, particularly in packaging?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we're not doing a lot of manufacturing, so we don't use a lot of packaging items here in South Africa. However speaking, we do use in our warehouse space shrink wraps, bubble wraps, those other type of protective products within boxes and stuff. We have a small volume within our warehouse that uses different types of boxes for consolidating different parts, for packaging and shipping out. So it's mostly focused around boxes and the contents within the boxes. If your business does focus on that, I know you're talking about cartons. I'm not sure if you mentioned cartons fall under the plastic segment or the cardboard boxes sector of things that you were referring to. But hear what I'm saying. If you are aligned with what I'm saying and your products are in tune with what we're looking for in our warehouse operations, reach out to me and then I will link you with Alice and she will speak to the business about opportunities for your company as well.
Okay, thank you so much. And then the last question that we will take is, we are a BW business. We supply petroleum products, including diesel. Are there any opportunities?
Yes, there's always opportunity. We use a lot of diesel for testing our engines. The diesel type that we use is 10 ppm and strictly 10 ppm. Where you get the 10 ppm is not our prerogative. However, you need to have the certification on delivery proving that it is 10 ppm. Otherwise, we will not accept that delivery. We use close to 10,000 to 12,000 liters a month just from testing engines, depending on the size of engines that come in for rebuild. The differential part comes how long it gets tested for. So the bigger the engine, the longer it gets tested. The smaller the engine, the less time it gets tested. And in normal terms, if you run an engine for long, using more diesel. So that's the reason why we fluctuate between 10,000 to 12,000 liters per month. We're looking for suppliers in the diesel segment that have quick turnaround time. So the type of suppliers that we've currently been working with have the tier 1 with Sasol, and they quickly can get diesel from there and deliver to us. I'm saying quick turnaround time, I mean between 24 to 48 hours from receipt of a purchase order. So if you are in that industry of bulk supply, then yeah, reach out to us and then we will link you to Lorato. So petroleum will fall under the engineering segment or category. And I know we had this chat this week in terms of looking for a backup supplier. So please do reach out to me and then I'll link you to Lorato.
Okay, thank you so much. Yusuf, thank you so much for your time. I know we still have some questions in the chat, but we've gone over by 10 minutes already. So what we will do is we will take all the questions in the chat and then we'll send them to you. If you don't mind, maybe you can just answer those questions for us.
Answer them when?
Yeah, by email. So I'll copy all the questions in the chat.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you so much for your time. It was very insightful and we look forward to having you on more sessions.
No problem. Maybe I'll bring the rest of my team with.
Oh, yes, that would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Right.
So we'll be sending you an email with all the details and then you can share with us the details that you shared with the SMMEs on this platform. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Our session is not yet over. So right now, we're going to move over to what we call SMME engagement. So this is the session where SMMEs engage amongst themselves. So how we will do this is I want each business to introduce themselves. So just a short, brief introduction about your company, what you do, and then if there's any company that you think, okay, maybe I can partner with this company, then you can engage with them after the session. So from my list, Chiquita Dimba is the first one. So if please, you can just unmute and tell us more about your business.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning,
Okay.
Chiquita. Morning. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Chiquita. Dimba. I'm from KVA Engineering. So practically, KVA Engineering is a private company which specializes in electrical and mechanical services, such as energy saving and maintenance in household, industrial, and commercial energy utilization, from MV to HV. KVA is owned by a female professional engineer. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. We supply quality air conditioning units, light energy savings, solution water management solutions, and maintenance for warehouses, industrial plants, and residential.
Thank you so much, Chiquita, for that. So if anyone is seeking the services that Chiquita has just mentioned, please feel free to reach out. You can put your contact details in the chat. If you've got a company profile that you want to attach, you can do that as well. And then the next one is Nditsulafi. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. You can go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. So my name is Purpero. I'm one of the managing directors of Mzrapi Project. We are a construction company specializing in electrical construction, electrical infrastructure and maintenance. We've been in the industry for 22 years, and we are able to provide services in rewiring, your housework, commercial buildings, and developers. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for that. If you can just put your details in the chat, and then we can share them with everybody in the call.
Thank you.
All right. And then the next one is Cynthia. Cynthia, if you can just unmute and tell us more about your business. Okay, it looks like we've got a problem with that connection. Cynthia, okay, there we go. Hi, Cynthia, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Yes, we are a Black woman-owned company. We've been operating since 2013. We've been doing projects in construction, repairs and maintenance of the building, where we've been doing tiling and painting, and also electrical work, where we've been supplying air conditioners and generators, and also doing plumbing with different buildings. So this is what we've been doing so far.
Okay, thank you so much. And if there's any services that you are looking for, or if there's any partnerships that you want to do with any SMMEs, you can feel free to also just talk about them as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. And then we've got Fazal. Fazal is the next one on my list.
Hi, thank you, Nyasha. We're a electric automotive company based in Gauteng, Johannesburg. My name is, like you said, Fazal. Green Scoot is the name of the company. We design, manufacture, assemble high-speed electric vehicles. Well, I say high speed, but it's probably high performance is the correct term for it. High performance electric vehicles. Currently, we do have 2 vehicles out in the market, a 3-wheeler scooter, a cargo unit, and RS unit. Yeah, predominantly used for deliveries as well as for passenger transportations. Yeah, I'll drop my details in the chat box for anyone that's interested in wanting to get to know more about our business. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And then the next one is Fortune. Fortune, if you can just unmute. Okay, Fortune, you are still on mute. If you can just unmute. Okay, it looks like there's a problem with that connection. Fortunately, if you can hear us, maybe you can just put your details in the chat. We're moving on to Hamilton. Hamilton, if you can just unmute. Hey. All right, that's fine. I see some people in the chat say that they have to drop off. So if you have to drop off, it's okay. You can just drop your contacts in the chat. Then we've got JK Mashishi. If you can just unmute and tell us more about your business. Okay, can you guys hear me? I don't know if it's just that.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, all right. So maybe there's just a problem with their connections. That's fine. You know what? I think what I would do at this moment is that if anyone wants to talk about their business, maybe if you can just raise your hand, because I know some people are not comfortable speaking up. So if you want to talk about it, just feel free to raise your hand, or if you want to put your details in the chat, that's still fine as well. Okay, so Tabile, I see you've got your hand up. If you can just unmute.
Thank you so much. Morning, everyone. I am Tabila Makoba, the CEO and founder of Makoba Professional Services. We are an ICT telecommunications business. Apologies. We are a certified partner of Oracle. We are Radron certified as well. And we render services to corporate clients who need cloud and integration solutions and implementation solutions. We also do a lot of networking and infrastructure, where we do installations and maintenances as and when required for high broadband internet. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Tabile. I think that was very clear. So if anyone wants to do business with Tabile, please feel free to engage with her. You can also put your details in the chat. So I don't see any more hands. Okay, we've got Mtokozisi. Mtokozisi, if you can just unmute and go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Mtokozisi. I'm from Essential Giant. We are an engineering company where we focused on pipelines, pipeline installations, mainly HDPE pipelines. And we provide those services to industrial companies and also to mining companies as well. And then we also offer various artisanal services, your boiler making, your welding, and stuff. So recently what we have done is that if you have any project that will require for us to install a pipeline or the transportation of water or the transportation of any fluid, you can talk to us and then we can start discussing from there. But everything that has to do with transportation of fluid, transportation of water, we are able to help you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mtokozisi. Mandy, if you can just unmute and go ahead.
Perfect, thank you. So I'm from a company called Aeon's Creative Technology. We a venture builder, and part of what we do is we've got a subsidiary company called Alchemia, which supports SMMEs and startup businesses in terms of multimedia design, websites, logo, software development. We also do social media, podcasts, etc. So if anyone on this call is needing any one of those, we really look at partnering with the SMMEs and startups to assist them to scale up and grow from the marketing and design perspective.
Thank you so much, Mandy, for that. If you can just put your details in the chat as well. And then Lenise, please, if you can just unmute.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lenise Adams from Adams L Holdings, based in the Northern Cape, Postmasburg. We are a 100% Black youth female-owned company run by myself. What we do, we provide what we do is we provide, we started off with providing comprehensive administrative support to small, medium, and micro enterprises with the focus on company registrations, database registration and management, branding, invoicing, PR services, marketing and advertising, and also community development. So yeah, that is us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Please drop your details in the chat. And then the next one, let me see. Okay, Rashmi, if you can just unmute and go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Reshmi Ramdeen from a company called Xylon Trading. We manufacture bulk bags. So those are the ones that you see them pull on the road for recycling. It's the big white bags. We also do the 50 kg and 25 kg, so the smaller ones as well. These bags are used in construction, in mining, agriculture, for seed, sand, stone. So there's a lot of use for it. So all the guys in mining and things would, if you could connect with me, I think I did leave my number in the chat, but I'll just double check that again. Yeah, so hoping to connect with people in all different packaging industries. And whenever you see those white bags being pulled on the road, just remember my company and yeah, drop us a mail. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rashmi. And then Fortune, please go ahead. Fortune, you're still muted. If you can just unmute. Okay. We seem to have a problem there. I think let me move on to Tabo. Fortune, maybe just put your details in the chat for us. Thank you. Tabo, please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Surprise Motong. I'm using Tabo's computer. I come from a company called Manu Advisory, and I'm working as a socio-environmental consultant. So basically the company, we do research and compile sustainability strategies for the companies. What we do is we'll do due diligence, to determine the key performance indicators, to help measure and report on ESG. We also do environmental and social research, whereby we help assess the impact that the company's operation have on the broader environment and the society. We also help companies with monitoring and evaluation on the project that they would have funded as part of their CSI. And we also do some training and awareness on environmental sustainability. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Surprise. If you can just put your details as well in the chat. And then the last one is Refilwe. Refilwe, please, if you can just unmute. Okay, Refilwe, you're still muted. Okay, there we go. Refilwe, we can't hear you. Okay, there seems to be a problem with that connection as well. So Refilwe, if you can just put your details in the chat as well. So thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us today. So after the session, we will just send all the questions to Yusuf so that he can answer those questions. So if you have any questions for him, please put them in the chat. So we'll send him the email, and then once he gets back to us with those details, then we'll share the answers to those questions, the recording of the session, as well as all the contacts that he said he'll give us in the session. So thank you so much. We still have 3 minutes to go. So there's a survey, a feedback form that we would like you to complete about the session. It's in the chat. So please, if you can do that, and if you want to still send information about your business, the session is still open for about 3 minutes. So feel free to do that. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.